All right, so if you are, obviously, if you're a workout fanatic and you're conditioned and you've been doing this stuff for a long time, none of this stuff's going to be new to you. So jump right in. If you are, and again, a lot of this is primarily motivated by, for my clients, a lot of them are 60 plus, and so a lot of this stuff they just, they may not know. So we're going to go over this in a very simple way. The first thing we're going to do is a squat thrust or a burpee, right? And so let me see if I can get all this in. So for those of you who don't know what a squat thrust or a burpee is, all right, there's a burpee, the more challenging version of this, right, is you're just going to, from this position, you're going to go down, jump out, push up, come in, and standard jump, right? So down, out, back, and up. So that's number one. If that's just a little too intense, right, first thing you can do is you can eliminate the push-up. Just jump out, up, standard jump, right? Down, out, up, standard jump, doing a squat thrust. If that's still too much, you can always take a bench, use your couch, a chair, whatever you got, hands down, hop out, hop in, stand or jump, right? Down, out, back, jump, down, out, back, jump. We're gonna regress it even further by just lunging, reaching overhead, right? Especially if you're a little older, right? We need that overhead range of motion, and again, you're lunging as well, just to kind of get that single leg movement in there as well. All right, number two, squats or squat jumps. If you're strictly body weight and you're conditioned, man, just blast out some squat jumps, right? So if you go right in from burpees into squat jumps, you're definitely gonna get your heart rate up. But squat jumps, right, squat. One of the things I like to focus on is how softly can you land, right? If that's just too much, right, you're just working on your squat. Squatting down as low as feels comfortably possible for you, right? Just as low as feels right. If you're not quite sure where that is, or you're just not quite sure about your balance, again, you can always take your bench, or your chair, or your stool. Preferably, my recommendation with this, if you are doing like a box squat, is do it to a hard surface. So like a kitchen chair or something like that, right? And then again, dropping down, coming up. And make sure you set the height of that to where it's pain-free, right? So if that's just a little too low, you throw a cushion down, right? Throw a cushion down on top. And same thing, right? And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna tap and come up, tap and come up. Now, again, the ways that we can up the ante is obviously squat jump, making it more intense. You can also go slow on the way down and drive up, slow on the way down and drive up, like to a 5-second count, 5 seconds down, and then come up, 1, 2. Then obviously you can add resistance. In a lot of ways, there's just a ton of stuff around the house that you can use to add resistance, from a 5-pound or like a 10-pound bag of rice even. It's kind of bulky and awkward, but you can use it. I mean, I'm in my garage, paint can, right? There's a ton of stuff that you can use around the house to help add resistance. And what you can do is just keep it close to the body, right? As you come down and drive back up. Super simple. And again, especially when you're at home and you don't have supervision, just keep it pain-free, right? Keep it pain-free. If you feeling something funky in your joints, sit those hips back a little bit more, see if that works. If that doesn't work, raise it up a little bit higher, right? And just see. But often what happens is we drive forward into the knees. It tends to hurt especially if you just have knee issues. So again, think about sitting the hips back. And that's one of the reasons why like a bench or a chair helps. All right, we're moving on. Now, so the next thing we got, right, is we got that upper body push. And in this case, we're gonna do a push-up. most people, if you're watching this video, you probably know what a push-up is. Sorry if that's loud. My neighbor's blowing out his driveway. Push-ups, right? I'm going to start with the regression because if you are familiar with push-ups, you know what you're doing, or you know what at least it looks like. So the big thing is, I think with push-ups is a lot of times when we push up, we focus just on the upper body. So we let the elbows flare, and we kind of do this number right here, whether you're on the ground or whether you're using the bench. For me, the big key is to the cue that's often used, it's pretty common, is break the bar, right? Break the bar. Imagine like you had a dowel rod in your hands, or like something like a stick in your hands. You're going to break the bar, right? You would do that by thumbs roll up, elbows roll in, shoulders go back and down. It's called external rotation, and you're packing that shoulder. What that's going to do is just going to help keep that shoulder joint in a better position. So again, from here we're going to break the bar, and what that means is the elbows are going to come back a little bit. So more like 70 degrees as opposed to 90 degrees, right? More like 70 degrees. Shoulders back and down, right? Break the bar, continue breaking the bar as you press. Break the bar, continue breaking the bar as you press. Guarantee you, if you do push-ups and you don't do them like that and you start, it's going to be more challenging, but you're also going to keep your shoulders safer, and you're going to be able to build more strength that way. So again, right? Breaking the bar. We're going to break the bar, continue breaking the bar. Break the bar, continue breaking the bar. And just like with your squat, you're only moving down as far as feels right for you, right? Watch elbows, watch shoulders. All right, let's move on. Again, ways that you can make that more challenging for those of you who are just blasting it out, you can make it explosive, right? You can make it explosive. You can throw a 5-pound bag of rice on your back, have somebody place it on there for you. Obviously, if you're going to regress it, you can take the bench up higher. For some of you that are just even more conditioned or deconditioned, right? Or you could always do that on a kitchen countertop, right? The higher you elevate the upper body, right, the less of a lean you're given, the less resistance. Again, one of the ways you can do it if this is super easy, right, is you can always have your feet on the bench. Doing it that way. All right, let's move on. Single leg. Right, single leg exercise. I think, what do we say? We're going to do lunges or touchdowns or lunges, right? So we'll stick with lunges for this video because there's a bunch of cool stuff you can do with it. So, right, lunge. We're just going to step that leg back and drive up. So again, for those of you who are a little more deconditioned, maybe you're holding on to the back of a chair, right? And simple as this. Right, and you're sending the hips back, tapping back. You're hinging as opposed to letting that knee go forward first. Right, hinge and drive up, hinge and drive up. Again, if you want to take that a little further, don't hold on and just do it that way. If you want even more of a challenge on your balance, you can try to drive that knee up. Right, drive that knee up. Obviously, for those of you who are more conditioned, what you can do with that same series is you can grab. If you got weight, grab weight, or grab, again, like a bag of rice. Works. The other thing that you can do is you can make it explosive, right? So you can do jump lunges. So again, if you blast out that circuit with burpees, squat jumps, push-ups, jump lunges, you're gonna have quite the metabolic circuit. All right, so now we're gonna dive into this pull. And again, we're not actually doing a pull, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna work that muscle group. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something called a prone cobra. What you're gonna do is you're gonna lie on your belly, arms out to the side. And for those of you who are this is new, or again, you're a little deconditioned, right? We just start off with the upper body. So what we're gonna do, shoulders back and down, right? So you're breaking the bar, right? Shoulders back and down, chin gently tucked, and we're gonna come up and slowly lower down. Now, I personally like to inhale and then exhale. Inhale and then exhale. But you may find that exhaling feels better. And I'm totally cool with that. right? So if you want to make this more challenging, lift the arms and the legs. Again, just think about that chin gently tucking as the shoulders go back and down, and you rotate the thumbs out and up. So obviously, for those of you who are blasting it out, that's going to be your recovery to a large extent. Last thing we're hitting is the core. Now, we're going to just make this, again, slightly progressive as well. So for those of you who are just starting off, right, you may even want to be here with something under your head to kind of support your neck. And even just coming into this position, tucking the tail a little bit to get that core to engage, right? So you're feeling it here. And then maybe as far as you go, right? Because you want to feel this, you don't want to feel these guys. And so if that back is arching and you start to go opposite arm, opposite leg, you're going to probably end up feeling it here, here, and here, and that's not where we want it. So, right, you want to think a little bit of a tuck to as you brace that core, right? Like you're being punched in the gut, right? We're bracing that core. And then from there, again, if we want to make this a little more challenging, we start moving opposite arm, opposite leg. But we only do it to the extent where we're able to keep this connection and keep that core braced, right? And as we start to feel stronger and stronger, we go a little further and further out, further and further down. And for those of you who want to take this up to another level, you can always straighten the legs, straighten the arms, and then go opposite arm, opposite leg, and try to drive that heel into the floor. Try to drive that thumb into the floor. And it becomes not only a great core exercise, it becomes a bit of a mobility exercise as well for your shoulder and your hip. Now, if you're blasting out and you're trying to go metabolic, you can always go bicycles, or you can do, God, I forgot what you used to call these things, but where you're just going opposite hand, opposite foot, and just blasting out that core. I hope this is helpful. Please don't hesitate to reach out. A, if it is helpful, let me know. And then B, if you need any assistance or if you want to train, right now I'm doing online training with Zoom. I have a couple of online groups as well that I'm doing through Zoom. So don't hesitate to reach out. All right, thank you so much. Take care.